The door kickers love us, not so much the bureaucrats at the top.
Don Jr. is feeling the heat of the criminal probe into the Trump organization, but he's handling it with grace and dignity. I'm just kidding. He's lashing out like a spoiled brat. Trump Jr. accuses New York Attorney General of persecution in Trump organization probe. God, you little right-wing snowflakes love rolling over and playing the victim card. Anytime something doesn't go your way, the waterworks ensue.
President Trump, if you see this, please save us.
They're attacking us. And this is what, that even came up. They're hacking into our phones.
This is America. This is our land.
The problem I have is the only way to become a good Republican is to become a Democrat, according to the media. And I don't know what to do anymore.
The cancel culture will attack your First Amendment liberties and come after you.
I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag.
Because my name is Trump, if I took $1.5 from China, not $1.5 billion like Hunter, but $1.5, their heads would explode.
Ilhan Omar and her allies in Congress immediately demanded that this show be pulled off the air. They didn't rebut what we said, any of our points, or even acknowledge them. They just tried to silence us. That's how they operate.
Do you want your friends and family to be persecuted by the far left wing? Or do you want to defend our history, our heroes, our faith, our values, and our treasured American way of life, which is what we have?
Y'all about to have a panic attack.
That's Republicans for you. They love acting tough until they face the tiniest amount of adversity. So why is Don Jr. lashing out? If no crimes were committed, he should have nothing to worry about, right?
Blaming his sons, his daughter, anyone that's available to him. And he will, I think, throw any one of them under the bus to protect himself.
So he's going to turn on his accountant and point the finger. He's going to say, Don Jr. handled that. Ivanka handled that. Melania, don't take me, take Melania. He's going to tell them to take everyone except for himself. He realizes that his goose is cooked. So when he turns around and he gets questioned about what you're just asking about, inflation, it wasn't me. It was Alan. Wow. It was my accountant. It was the appraiser. It's never Donald. They're going to flip on each other like it's going out of style.
God, that is rough. Imagine being desperate for your father's approval for your entire life, only to have him flip on you. Even after you went on national television to defend his own crimes and made a complete ass out of yourself.
Nothing was withheld. The other guy on the other side actually said, I have no idea what you're talking about. No one knew any aid was even being withheld. The other guy in the Ukraine, in terms of aid being withheld. So no one knew about these things.
But that's not true. That's a lie. Military aid was withheld.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yes. No one knew about it in the Ukraine, so there was no quid pro quo. You see all the other aspects of this coming out.
It was withheld.
Rudy Giuliani has been suspended from practicing law in New York State, essentially suspended for repeatedly lying about a variety of things.
There was a complaint that was filed against him and against his law license, primarily in regards to his claims about the 2016 election. Today, a panel of judges came forward with their decision. They say, in part, we conclude that there is uncontroverted evidence that respondent, that being Giuliani, communicated demonstrably false and misleading statements to the courts, lawmakers, and the public at large in his capacity as lawyer for former President Donald J. Trump and the Trump campaign in connection with Trump's failed effort at re-election in 2020. They go on to say false statements intended to foment a loss of confidence in our elections and resulting loss of confidence in government. And when those false statements are made by an attorney, it also erodes the public's confidence in the integrity of attorneys admitted to our bar and damages the profession's role as a crucial source of reliable information.
It's honestly surprising this didn't happen sooner. This is not a guy who is mentally fit to be practicing law. Rudy's mental stability is on par with a far-right televangelist. And it's a fitting comparison. Both sell lies to the public to advance their insane ideology and agendas.
The media said Joe Biden's president. Ha, 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 ha.
I will ask that he be disciplined for that. First of all, hold on. First of all, what he says is untrue. Second,
I'm just hoping to get an answer to the other questions about Mr. Barr and others who have disproven a lot of
I gave you the answer.
Point of order.
The answer that I gave you is they didn't bother to interview a single witness.
I am not going to be vaccinated.
I join you in that.
I'm going to be one of the survivors. I'm going to survive the genocide. I am not going to allow the COVID maniacs to convince me to be vaccinated or vaccinate me against my will. The only good thing that will come out of this is a lot of stupid people will be killed off.
President Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, has been hospitalized with COVID after a week of multiple public meetings pressing the president's false claims about the election.
The people you see behind me are just a few of about, I'd say, 50 to 60 poll watchers who will all testify that they were uniformly deprived of their right to inspect any single part of the mail-in ballots. As you know from the very beginning, the mail-in ballots were a source of some degree of skepticism, if not a lot of skepticism, as being innately prone to fraud.
See what I mean? They're just two sides of the same coin. Conservatives are incredibly stupid. We have mountains of video proof.
The whole COVID thing is part of that whole deep state control thing.
I think Fauci is a fraud. And
why is Fauci a fraud?
Because he's not a scientist, okay? And
he's an immunologist. Is that not a scientist?
No.
You can't name the third one? The third agency of government, yeah. I would do away with the education, commerce, and let's see, I can't. The third one I can't, sorry. Oops.
Usually it takes 5 years for a drug, and we're doing emergency use, so that's not going through the normal channels.
And Donald Trump was responsible for the emergency use, right? He got it done so quickly.
That's correct. He got the vaccines ready, and what was funny, they were ready before the election.
So if Donald Trump says they're ready, then why should we wait for more trials?
No, there's no way I'm going to take the vaccine.
But Donald Trump said we should all take the vaccine.
That's cool.
But I thought you said you believe everything Donald Trump says.
I do believe everything Donald Trump says.
I don't take a damn aspirin, you know? I don't do it. I'm not doing it. I will not be forced into these drugs where they're going to kill people.
It's hilarious that conservatives complain about mainstream media having a liberal bias because they are literally too stupid to understand how easy outlets like MSNBC and CNN go on them. Conservatives are the dumbest people in the country, but we still have news networks playing both sides. When do you ever hear news hosts bluntly calling Trump supporters idiots? Never. Sure, they'll sometimes hint at it.
You don't know that?
The entire Republican Party is full of morons like these specimens.
Is there anything that the National Forest Service or BLM can do to change the course of the moon's orbit or the Earth's orbit around the sun? Obviously, that would have profound effects on our climate.
But establishment media refuses to directly say it. Also, anytime right-wingers face even the smallest amount of criticism, their victim complex explodes.
He's made villains out of Americans who chose not to get vaccinated, calling it the pandemic of the unvaccinated. I don't really think that's unifying the country.
That's rich coming from a guy who worked for the shit stain that said this.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
The sniveling gnome that is Sean Spicer can go fuck himself. Conservatives see the world as black and white because gray areas are too complicated for their brains to understand. Critical thinking is a foreign concept to them. And don't get them started on critical race theory.
What is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
That guy literally just said he doesn't like this thing, but he refuses to talk about that thing because he doesn't understand it. The sense of entitlement from these people, that we should all listen to their opinions, but they also openly don't understand anything about what they're talking about. This needs to be addressed way more by mainstream media and our political leaders because the morons are growing in numbers.